So if you'd just like to introduce yourself.
So my name is Nadzia. I graduated last year and I majored in science engineering and I minored in cultures. My main modules at the beginning they consisted of mainly maths, physics, but as I went along I kind of turned more towards some quantitative methods things and then a bit of entrepreneurship and marketing related bits, which didn't really completely fall under science engineering, but it was more of an overlap between my two pathways.
And when you were in your first year, did you want to, at one point, think you wanted to do maths?
Yeah, in my first year, I think 2-3 weeks in, I had a mini epiphany and thought that I wanted to do just maths for the rest of my life. Mm-hmm. And I did end up changing to maths for a bit, so I didn't realise that's not what I wanted to do. Mm-hmm. So I came back and then did prioritise maths for a bit within BASc, but then as I went along I realised that it's actually not what I wanted to solely focus on. So it was good to have that moment where I'm in that degree entirely, but then having that comparison later on when I did come back. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
And so what did you eventually go on to do after BASc?
So I ended up finding a graduate scheme, which is at a big half marketing, half comms, half digital, not half, a third, digital agency. And they have this really interesting graduate scheme where for the first year, you can kind of pick and choose out of their 12 agencies and pick 4 of them. And you rotate around them in your first year, so you do 3 months at every agency. Mm-hmm. So I'd kind of, because I didn't completely know what I wanted to do with everything I did on, like with having had all my experience on BASc, I wanted to try out a number of things, but along the same industry discipline kind of thing. So I did the rotations I've done so far have been in digital consultancy and as a strategist in an ad agency, and I'm next going into a data consultancy doing data analytics. So I'm trying out different things, but all along the same lines of digital and strategy kind of things. It's just been interesting.
So much of your major in that then? Much of the things that you took?
Interestingly enough, a tiny bit. So at the digital consultancy, it was a lot of analytical work, comparing things, looking at data. So I guess when I do take bits from my major, it would be more things around data and the analytical problem-solving aspects of it, but none of the hard skills I took from the actual modules themselves. Mm-hmm. But in terms of transferable skills and understanding certain concepts, a lot of that I have been able to take from, for example, quantitative methods and some other modules which I did in my third year around marketing and business. Yeah.
And so if we took you back to your first year and we said, right now you'll be working in this consultancy, how would you would have reacted at that stage?
I would have been quite shocked. I genuinely would not have expected to be where I am now.
Right.
Given that I changed to do maths in my first year.
Yeah.
I didn't really know I just thought, I knew that I was good at maths when I started, and I thought that's what I had to do. I knew that that's the only thing I'm very good at. But I think the thing that you get told when you start BASc is that it's a journey of finding yourself, but also creating your own degree. Yes. And even though it's said a lot at the beginning, you don't really think that that's going to happen. Right. But then by the end of it, and after you've left, you do genuinely realise that it is a journey and it guides you towards your perfect little niche that you know that you're good at, and you know that you can apply that to different things in the future. So my way of applying that has been through strategy or consulting, mm-hmm. or whatever else I might be going into in the future. But I know that I don't think the thing that I've taken from it the most is the fact that I know what skills I have and how I can apply them, rather than what industry I should go into, because I think it doesn't matter. I think it matters less on the industry and more on the actual skills and perspectives I have now, and that wouldn't have been something I would have been aware of when I first started. I just kind of thought I had to be good at something and apply that later on.
So what advice might you give to someone who's, say, just about to come to do BASc in the first year?
Go in with an open mind. Definitely go in with an open mind, because I think one reason that someone might go on to the BASc is because they have a lot of interests. Mm-hmm. They can't choose between 2 things. they might be two things which are from the arts and the sciences, hence they've come here. They might just think that they're a very general person who can't be good at one thing, and that they have to be good at one thing in the end. But actually going in with an open mind and just embracing whatever is coming to you, even if it is some of the core modules which the BASc presents to us, and actually being aware of the fact that those are the ones which genuinely do tie everything together and end up being the ones that are the most transferable at the end. And not going in with the intention of it leading to a career, a particular career at the end, but going in with the intention of having new views and perspectives at the end which you can apply to different things.
Wow, yes. So what would you say were the best things that you've drawn out of your time on this degree?
I think in terms of what I think has been most valuable to me particularly has been the fact that what the BASc, for me, what it stands for is the fact that disciplines have no barriers. It's all intertwined, and that applies to everything else around us. There's the silos that we've created in education and also in the real world. They're all things which have kind of been brought onto us and kind of separate things. But actually, what I've taken from the BASc is the fact that that isn't something that should be here. And once you can step aside that, you can be a lot more creative in different ways. You can think differently, you can solve problems differently, and actually being able to do that is so much more valued in any kind of job. And I would not have realised that if I hadn't been on the BASc. I would not have known that we've created all these silos which shouldn't have been there in the first place, and that looking past them is so much more valuable than not being narrowed down into one stream or whatever.
Okay, well, thank you very much.